Hey everyone, Caleb with Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with a video that I've wanted to do for a while, but I didn't have like a really good example to talk about for the video up until today. So guys, today I actually just sold a heavy, let me just tell you, it was a heavy set of encyclopedias, and the reason why I can say it's heavy is because I don't use hand trucks in my business most of the time. For some reason, I'm too stubborn to whip mine out, even though I have it in my truck. I carry these things in, so I carried in 3 boxes of books. It was almost 100 pounds of books, so it weighed a little bit more than a small child. Maybe it weighed a little bit more than a large child, but anyhows, this video, guys, is I want to title it Small Bait Lures Big Fish, but no one's going to click something about books with that, so I'll title it something else. But let's call this video that. The reason why I am talking about this with small bait is because, guys, in my business, I've shared this with you guys a lot of times, I list plenty of things in my shop that are less than what I like to normally sell things at. That being said, what am I talking about? So normally in my business, I like to list stuff that's like between $25 and $35. That's the floor that I normally like to shoot for in my business. But sometimes I do list stuff that is lower than that. The reason for that is, one, it's just sort of nice to have a constant stream of sales coming in. It's nice to just be like, oh, I got a sale today. I made 50 cents on it, but it's something happening in my business. It's fun having stuff happen. But another reason for that, the main reason for that, is because it, A, gets me feedback for my shop, which brings in bigger fish, or B, the bigger fish actually buys that small thing first, and then they get lured in and buy the bigger thing. So all that is to say, about last week, I would say, I actually sold a set of books. It was a set of 3 Collier dictionaries. I would show you guys a photo of it, but I'm not going to do that. But it was just a set of 3 Collier dictionaries from 1936. They were a cute little set of 3, actually they weren't too little. They were about, I don't know, 12 inches tall, I think, roundabouts. And then the set was 3 books. So good size set, pretty... Actually, honestly, I would say gorgeous books. They were sharp. I love them. But I actually sold that set. And that set, 3 books from 1936. They were almost antiques, guys. $22.50. So the thing with dictionaries, guys, is they don't sell for a whole lot of money most of the time, which really stinks because dictionaries are... There can be really nice ones out there, but there's just so many of them out there, and there's... What's going to change between dictionary now and 3 years from now and 40 years ago? There's not a whole lot of stuff that changes. Maybe there's some verbiage that all of a sudden means something a little different, or they add like 5 words, but it really doesn't change that much. So because of that, dictionaries aren't worth that much. But I do list them because every now and then, that little bait, that little book, that little set, that costs just a little bit of money. It's not too expensive. It's a little piece of bait. You know, when you're fishing, you got your little wormy, that's your little piece of bait. Sometimes that brings in the bigger fish. So for me, this particular buyer bought that set. A week has passed, roughly. The books have gotten to that guy. He didn't give me any feedback, which I thought was a little funny, but he actually went and purchased that entire big fat, almost 100 pounds of books from me just today. So I just dropped those off. Again, they were a little heavy, a lot of boxes to try to balance, but it was sort of funny because it was the same buyer. And guys, I mention all this to say, if you have those cheaper books, your buyer might only buy 1 or 2 books on their first time going to you, but after you show that your business ships fast, that you pack things well, that you do really well in describing stuff, they'll see that you are a good shop to buy from again. So for me with this guy, I'm fairly certain that was one of the big reasons why he came back, was he saw that I pack my stuff very well. I wrap my books individually. I pack them in with paper. I use a box. People like that. I get so many feedbacks, positive feedbacks, where people are like, he shipped really well. Like, he packed these things really well. He wrapped these books individually. Wow, all these things. Like, people actually go off and talk about that in the feedback. And we all know people that do eBay feedbacks. We all know people to just do the copy and paste things. These people aren't copying and pasting. They are typing for me. That's how much they love me. So in your faces, those of you that get copy paste, ha ha ha. Obviously, I'm being a little sarcastic with that. With that to say, though, that is not the only thing that brought this buyer back. And of course, this is speculation. I will admit this is speculation. However, I think it's speculation with good cause because, again, I didn't get his feedback, so I am guessing. But the reason why I think this guy also came back is not only did I pack my stuff really well, not only did I have really good product, not only did I do really well in my description, but I actually gave the guy a refund on this, on that set of books. So I know you guys are thinking, oh, so you didn't really sell them then, you just gave it to him for free. I didn't. So for that set of books, I want to say actually I have a sticky note where I have the weight, and I don't have it on me right now, but let's just say that this set I said was 14 pounds when I was shipping it out. On my listing, I said it was 14 pounds, but when I actually packed it, I actually was able to fit it in a smaller box than I expected, and because of that, I had less packaging that was adding to the weight, and I actually was, I want to say it was like 3 pounds lighter or 2 pounds lighter than what I expected it was going to be. And I know a lot of people are just going to pocket that difference, because really it's not going to make a difference, and at the end of the day, I mean, eBay is now charging fees on it, so I mean, I'm already paying for this money, I might as well keep it. For me, guys, I actually like to refund that money to my buyers, and I give them a little refund thing, and then in your refund, you can actually like say the reason. So I say the shipping adjustment, I think it is, and I type in the little thing, hey, your shipment was like 2 pounds lighter than expected. Here's your refund back. And guys, the refund I gave this guy, I actually considered not giving it to him because it was really pathetic amount. Like I can't remember how much it was, but it was like it was so tiny. Like I was like, oh, this is not worth my time. But I was like, out of principle, I'm doing it. It's the right thing to do. Let's do this. So I sent him his refund. And he came back. He bought more books. He spent $200 on a new set of books for me. $200. This guy wouldn't have known me from Adam. But since he bought this cheap set for me, since I treated him well, since I gave him that refund on the shipping of money that wasn't really mine, since it was shipping adjustment that I asked for too much money, and I'm refunding since I asked too much for something. I said it was going to be this much. It wasn't that much. I will refund that. That's just my own personal way of doing things, and I've had a lot of repeat buyers because of that, because people see, you refunded me 50 cents for shipping. No one will do that, but you did that. There's an honesty thing going on here, sir. I'm going to be back. I appreciate that. Like, guys, people like the 50 cents. I know that all of us are thinking it's 50 cents. Who cares? I mean, I drop a quarter on the ground. No one picks it up nowadays because inflation, but I refund the 50 cents. People like when you refund the 50 cents. And in fact, this particular set of Collier books, the giant encyclopedia set that I just shipped off, I know I said they spent $200. He spent almost $100 on shipping. It was $91 and some change. I'm actually going to be refunding him. I believe I ran the numbers. I got it right here on my calculator. I'm going to be refunding him $6.86 off of an order of almost $300 of what he spent. In fact, he might have spent a little over $300 because he spent $202 on this, and then shipping was $91. But then there might have been sales tax in addition to that. Maybe he spent over $300. Wow, I didn't think about that. Wow, poor guy. But yeah, I will be refunding him his $6 and some change. And I know in the grand scheme, it's like, Caleb, that's like 2% of what he spent. That's not worth your time. You're right. It's not worth my time. But my name is worth something. My name, my honor, my word, whatever you want to call it. It didn't cost me what I thought it was going to cost me. It was a few pounds lighter. In fact, the reason why it was a little bit lighter, and the reason why it wasn't as expensive, was actually because I was able to combine shipping. I had 4 boxes. I ended up being able to fit it in 3, so I was able to save some money on that. In fact, when I was doing this listing for it, I actually was thinking that I was going to lose a little bit of money in shipping, because I was like, I can only ask for this much. I don't know exactly how many boxes I'm going to do it in. I sort of did some guesstimation. I was like, it's going to be on the low end, but I'm getting a little bit more money for the overall asking price on this set, so I'm okay with that. So again, I'm refunding him his $6, even though I was expecting to actually lose some money on the shipping. That's fine with me, because that's how I'm running my business. I want people to know full well that Mr. Caleb here is going to refund you whatever money isn't mine, that sort of thing. So with that said, guys, do with that what you will, honestly. Like, I know that I cannot tell you to be moral, or I can't tell you that keeping 50 cents is immoral. Personally, I don't know if you guys have been through this, but when you work for a company, sometimes you'll be asked, is stealing a pen stealing from the company? And a lot of people will say no, because it's only worth 5 cents. It's only a pen. But for me, I'm sort of the person, where do you draw that line in your life? For me, I draw that line about $5 to the negative. If I see something that's $5, I'm not taking it, because that's $5 to the positive. I'm talking $5 to the negative. Like, I do not want to ever be accused of stealing. If someone asks me if I stole something, I'll stop and be like, I don't think so. Yeah, I definitely didn't. Why are you looking at me? I'm not a thief. I might start crying a little bit, because I'm really not a thief. My name, my word, all that sort of stuff is really important to me. As a man, your word is your bond. That is something that you ought to do. And I know that being someone my age, having honor is sort of alien to a lot of kids my age who'd rather just burn down downtown Portland or something like that and steal everything in sight. But for me, I'm not one of those people, and people do appreciate that. So because of that, people do come back and do business with me many, many times. I've had a lot of repeat customers because I refund that 50 cents, or in this case, $6.86. So again, do with that what you guys will. I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments telling me that I'm stupid, and because I'm charging since eBay's charging me the fees, it's just making up for eBay stealing money from me and all these things. Do whatever you guys will. For me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I'm going to quote some Joshua right there for you guys. But yeah, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope this video was enjoyable. Obviously, you guys can share whatever you guys think in the comments below. You can share if you guys actually refund money just as religiously as I do, or if you think it's 50 cents, really, bro, no one cares. So with that said and done, thank you again for watching. Be sure to check out one of my other videos if you guys liked this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.